Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So we gotta talk about the Atlanta Hawks a little bit here because, well, they have been fucking abysmal since Thanksgiving ended, and, well, they have not done much to improve since then. They're a team that is currently 3-8 since Thanksgiving. And I watched them play the Orlando Magic the other night, boys, and I understand, like, one game isn't exactly, enough to go by when you're talking about, any team in particular. Like, it could just be one bad game, right? But I watched a couple other games, and they just let teams get whatever the fuck they want in the paint. Like, it's pretty bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many things about this team that are just so uncharacteristic that I kind of question how any of it even makes sense. Like, how can you be a basketball team with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray on your team, yet you're in the bottom of the league in assists? They're in the bottom of the league in three-pointers attempted. I don't want to be this guy, and I feel like I'm becoming this guy, but like they have an obvious Trae Young problem because Trae Young is shooting like, I think 40% from the field, 28% from three. Like, he's shooting great from the free throw line at 89%, but when the best player on your team has to take like 21.5 shots a game to score the 27 points that he's scoring, it's not a good look, fam. I'm just letting you know, it's not good. He's averaging like 27 and 10 a game, which, yeah, like, you look at it and you're like, okay, he's dishing 10 assists a game, that's great, but the problem with this team is they really, really lack depth. And, like, I get it, they've had some injuries going on and stuff like that, but, like, their starting lineup against the Orlando Magic was, like, Trae Young, Clint Capella, I think James Johnson or somebody like that, I forgot what their roster was, but it was, like, they had a really weird fucking starting lineup against them the other day, and I was like, why is this their starting? Like, I look at their starting lineup, I'm like, okay, so I get why DeJounte Murray's not starting, right? Because, like, they're a team that needs somebody to come off the bench for them, and I guess they've chosen DeJounte Murray to be that guy, and they're giving some burn to DeAndre Hunter. So the starting lineup, I think, was Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella, AJ Griffin, and Jalen Johnson. That's the other guy. That was their starting lineup, and I'm like, okay, like, it's not horrible, but it's not great either. John Collins didn't even play that game. And honestly, like, when I look at this team, I'm just like, is Trae Young and DeJounte Murray really going to be enough to get it done in the East? Probably not. I mean, they have John Collins, who's in, a whole bunch of trade rumors as usual this year. He's shooting 48% from the field, 21% from three. He's shooting great from the free throw line. Like, they're a great free throw shooting team. I will say that. They're fucking amazing at shooting the free throw. But John Collins is scoring like 12.5 points a game, and honestly, 21% from three for John Collins is uncharacteristic as well. He's usually like at least like a 30% three-point shooter. He couldn't hit water if he's dropped into a fucking lake this year through 22 games. So, I don't really know, man. I mean, I know they just got Bogey back, and Bogey has been really good for them. Bogey is shooting, I think, like 42% from three. Yeah, and 45% from the field on basically 10 three-pointers a game, which is insane to think about. He's shooting 83% from the free throw line, scoring 19 a game. But, like, this is a team that really needs some help down low under the basket. Clint Capella can only do so much, man, and so can Onyeka Okongwu, but, like, they got Bogey back. Bogey was a nice pickup for them, but damn are they missing Kevin Huerter. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are fucking missing Kevin Huerter like you don't even know. Not only because Kevin Huerter was a great three-point shooter, but he was an okay defender as well. And this is a team that's, like, I don't get the fucking switching defense. I just don't. And the reason I don't get the switching defense is because it clearly doesn't fucking work with Trae Young. Like, I watched them play the Orlando Magic, and I thought it was just the Orlando Magic, but, like, I'm watching them play defense, and they have Trae Young guarding Bol Bol. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, I understand Nate McMillan isn't the greatest head coach in the world, and, like, Atlanta Hawks fans are already calling for his job, and being a Pacers fan, trust me, I understand your fucking pain, I really do, because the guys' lineups were pretty much shit, the defense was non-existent. I mean, like, This is a team that runs fast break offense, and they just look discombobulated. Like, I'm sorry, but like the Atlanta Hawks look like a basketball team full of players that have literally never played together before. And it's shocking to say that when you've got guys like Trae Young, Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Bogey. Like, they've got guys on this roster who have played together for literally fucking years. And, like, I watch them play, and they're just getting stupid fucking turnovers. They're passing the ball to guys that are not there. Like, I don't know if they just simply don't know the playbook. Like, there's so many things that are wrong with this team. It's unreal. Like, they when they do play together or try to play together, it ends up like shit, which is pretty much why I assume every other play is a fucking isolation play from either Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter. Like, they're pretty much playing iso ball, and they're running this switch defense, which is clearly not fucking working. I mean, this was a team in the beginning of the year who was playing defense very well. And so far, they've basically started falling to the bottom of the NBA in defensive rating. I mean, to be fair, right now, they're currently 14th in the league in defensive rating, but that's a far cry from where they were in the beginning of the year. They were like 7th, if I remember correctly, and in offensive rating, they're 19th. Like, this is a team that has just taken a very drastic fall in pretty much every aspect of their game, and it really makes me begin to wonder, like, you know, like, what does the trade value of John Collins warrant? You know what I'm saying? Because they've got a lot of money tied up in guys, and I'm just like, I don't think, you know, the roster the way it's currently constructed is gonna get you to where you think it's gonna get you, especially when Trae Young has been a fucking disaster efficiency wise. So I don't really know what's going on here, but they got a lot of money tied up in Trae Young, a lot of money tied up in DeJounte Murray, a lot of money tied up in DeAndre Hunter, a lot of money tied up in Bogey, in Bogdan Bogdanovic. But, like, I'm just like, this is not enough for your team to make a serious playoff run or even be considered a serious contender. You know, like, I know at the beginning of the year, because they were really, like, I think in offense last year, they were, like, one of the top teams. And, like, yeah, once they got DeJounte Murray, we were just kind of like, okay, you know, like, maybe we can run some off-ball stuff for Trae Young now, and he can take on more of a Steph Curry type of role where he gets some shots off ball, and, you know, he doesn't have to be responsible for running the entire offense all the time. Like, that was the whole purpose of the trade. But Trae Young is just shooting so fucking bad that it really doesn't matter. You know, like, honestly, to me, it feels almost like it doesn't matter if this team has DeJounte Murray or not. If Trae Young's playing like shit, what does it matter? You know, so DeJounte Murray's shooting 36% from 3. DeAndre Hunter is shooting 36% from 3. Bogey is shooting like 30+% from 3. I think it's also like 36-39% in that ballpark. But, like, this is a team that I'm like, yeah, AJ Griffin's playing well. Like, they've got guys that are playing well, but it's not enough. And not for nothing, but if you're going to be the Atlanta Hawks and you're going to keep running this switch fucking defense on guys like, oh yeah, we're going to let Trae Young switch onto Bol, of all people, you're going to trust Trae Young with guarding Bol? Like, this is the problem with this team. Like, their defense is fucking horrendous. I mean, against the Orlando Magic in particular, in that first quarter where they gave up 50 points to one of the worst teams in the NBA in the first fucking quarter, they were lost defensively. Like, they could not find their fucking dick if it was attached to their foreheads on fucking defense. I mean, Jalen Johnson is running over to the wing to defend Terrence Ross on a three-point shot because Trae Young doesn't know where the fuck he's supposed to be on defense. Like, that's a problem. I get it. Trae Young is a complete liability on defense. He's 6'1", with shoes on. That's like being generous, it feels. Like, I really don't think he's a legitimate 6 feet tall, but like, Trae Young is one of those guys that it's like, listen, if you're gonna be bad on defense, at least keep track of your fucking man, right? Like, that's all you gotta do, and he does not do it. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've watched Trae Young on defense just, like, stand around and walk around. Like, Trae Young doesn't know where to be on defense. Like, I don't know if he just doesn't know how to play a zone, or if he doesn't know how to play man defense, or if he's never in his life been asked to play fucking defense, but, like, he's one guy that just keeps constantly getting lost on defense, and honestly, like, I hate doing this, because Trae Young is, like, a really fun player to watch, but when the Hawks go out there and they put Trae Young out there to play with their team, they might as well, on defense, they might as well be playing 4-on-5. I'm not even kidding. He is that bad at fucking defense. Trae Young is that bad at defense that, like, he might as well just, like, not even bother on defense. And honestly, it really hurts Atlanta. It hurts them a lot that they're paying $200 million to a guy who is not only an efficiency nightmare at the moment, but he just, defensively, he doesn't know what the fuck is going on around him. And it's kind of sad, man, because it's like, Trae Young is one of those guys that we all touted as, like, the next Stephen Curry, right? Like, the next guy that was, like, gonna bomb threes, and then LaMelo Ball came onto the scene. But, like, this is a guy that is getting paid a lot of fucking money right now, and he's hurting his team more than he is helping it. And I really gotta wonder, man, like, what's the trade value of John Collins? What's the trade value of DeAndre Hunter? What's the trade value of a guy like Bogey? And, like, I know these are guys that, like, you don't want to trade, but if you're going to make up for whatever Trae Young is not doing, you need to find some guys that are going to. And DeAndre Hunter, you know, he's been iffy a little bit this year defensively, but I look at this team and I'm like, you guys really need to start considering what the fuck you can get for what you have. Like, maybe you trade John Collins to the Phoenix Suns for Cam Johnson or something if you can pull it off, or you know, I doubt they can pull off a Paul George type trade or anything like that, but like, they really need some help defensively, and they really need help in the paint. Like, their paint defense is fucking horrendous. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I watched a couple games where it's like every team they played against just did whatever the fuck they wanted to the Atlanta Hawks down low in the paint, because all they have to do is run a screen, get the switch on Trae Young, whether it's, you know, someone like Dwight Howard or fucking Jokic or Bol or somebody, or even Paolo Banchero, man. Like how are you, like, Paolo Banchero switched on to Trae Young multiple times in the Orlando Magic game and just ate him alive because Trae Young just simply can't, he doesn't have the height, he doesn't have the strength to back down a guy like Paolo Banchero. So, I don't know, man. You know what? It sucks because I feel like I'm just joining into the people who are hating on Trae Young, and I don't want to do that, but it's hard not to. I mean, like, I watched the tape, and I'm like, he can't play defense. He's fucking lost. I mean, way too often are guys having to run and, you know, pick up a guy that Trae Young is supposed to be on. You know, so I don't know, man. The Atlanta Hawks have a lot to figure out between now and the, you know, the All-Star break or the trade deadline, but they're currently 15-15, and they're currently, I believe, 8th in the Eastern Conference. They were 9th last night, but another team lost, so they moved up one. But, like, this is a team that was in, you know, the top 4, top 5 seedings to start the year in the East, and now it's like, I'm going to be honest, I'll be a little shocked if they're, like, in the playoffs. Like, they're a team that's like, yeah, they might be a play-in team, but even if they make the play-in team, if they have to play a solid 8 seed, like, if they have to play the Nets, if they have to play fucking Toronto, if they have to play anybody, right? Like, even if they have to play the fucking Indiana Pacers or some team like that, the Washington Wizards, I just don't like their chances to win. Not when your star player is playing this bad. And, you know, I hate to say that they have a Trae Young problem, but yeah, a big portion of their problem is a Trae Young problem. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Like I said, I don't like hating on them, but it's been bad. Like, it hasn't just been bad, it's been really bad. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see if things change. Nate McMillan's not exactly my favorite head coach in the world, and I understand that he's not exactly Atlanta Hawks' favorite coach in the world, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But anyway, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.